Hello and welcome back to Archaeosoup Towers. Today I have a simple but vital request to make of you. Can you add to the recipe for Archaeosoup? Can you provide a psychological context and buffer for me when I think about the work I've done with Archaeosoup over the past 14 plus years, the work I'm doing now and the work that I will be doing in the future? Can you provide reflection or anecdote or feedback or just a nice commentary in the comments below this video, because I find myself in need of it. You may recall a couple of months ago I made a video where I was walking around the cemetery in Jesmond, reflecting on the question as to whether or not I wanted to continue being an archaeologist and doing this thing called public archaeology. And I came to the conclusion that I did want to, and that the trick would be to focus for a while on my love of archaeology and my love of artifacts and places and discoveries and so on and so forth, rather than friction with some forms of archaeologist and some ways of behaving within the profession that have jaded me over the years. And these are behaviours and attitudes and approaches that I continue to be aware of and continue to criticise, not least in the run-up to a general election in a few days' time, and how those interactions could be working harder for archaeology with an incoming new administration, a new government. But I haven't quite finished that process of thinking about where I am and what I'm doing with Archaeosoup. This has come in the context of Mrs. Soup and also another family friend, both having to have time off work with stress and anxiety, generalized anxiety in that sense, and their time off has impacted my work and my ability to work, obviously here in the home office, but also as well it's revealed and highlighted in me that I'm also tired and stressed and anxious. And I'll be honest, last week we went away in overnight in our camper van, and I had a really low few hours, thinking that for want of a better word, that you're a loser. Arr, Harry, you're a loser, Harry. And the unconventional way in which I've formed a career, the fact that in 2024, specifically the calendar year 2024, the economy hasn't been great for so many people who work in the same sort of area that I do. People who do walking tours, people who do heritage work, people who do commissioned film work, people who go into schools doing workshops, people who go into universities giving lectures. All of this stuff has been shrinking, or at the very least there's been a tremendous pressure on, for example, school budgets, where yes, pay has gone up, but the budgets have not increased. So now schools have less money to pay for third-party educational activities. Now, this isn't something that you need to worry about. It's something which I am always working on. But it's something that I have got to the point of wondering whether it's been valuable and valid and of import. That is one aspect, but of course there's an academic aspect to my question. Have I contributed to the field in any way? There's a community aspect to my question. Have I helped other archaeologists? Am I actually a positive voice? Because if you listen to certain people, people who I criticise, I'm not. And then, of course, there's the desire to find something pure, as I was saying in that video in Jesmond Cemetery, something true about what I love about archaeology. And at the moment, I'm making a list of influences. These are wide-ranging influences of filmmakers and other YouTubers and writers and artists, and ways of working that I've always wanted to cultivate. So one of them, for example, would be incorporating more in the way of 3D modeling into parts of my work. And I'm trying to think big. I'm trying to think blue sky, as it were. Because what happened was we went to a place called Ad Gefrin, which is a distillery and Anglo-Saxon cultural museum in a place called Wooler, about an hour north from here. And I loved it. It was a fantastic experience. It reminded me very much of my time working at the Jorvik Viking Centre. But I also felt, and this is where the "you're a loser, Harry" came in, was I felt as though it would have been wonderful to have been involved with that. It would have been amazing to have been able to offer aspects of the film work or prop making or the PR, I suppose, even just promoting it, because I didn't know how cool this would be, and there it was, and I was thinking, man, where was I last year or the year before? And the answer is I've been tired, I've been stressed, we've all been getting over COVID and its aftermath, its social and cultural aftermath. But it was a wobble. It gave me a real wobble, and I'm talking very obviously, very honestly and openly here now, and I'm hoping that we can approach the comments below with that safety in mind, I suppose. Finally, the thing that really inspired me to make this video, I was thinking about maybe doing it anyway, was talking in particular to Howard Williams. We had a chat because I'd messaged him during my wobble. And he said, right, well, let's have a chat then. So we had a chat, and he reassured me that it's by no means unique. An awful lot of people have wobbles, and he himself says that he has wobbles as well. Of course we all do. I know, some of my favorite archaeologists and teachers and mentors and friends have talked about how they have wobbles. I'm like, but you wrote the textbook on whatever, on metallurgy, metallurgy, and they'll be like, yeah, but it doesn't mean I don't think I've just submitted a crap paper. Sometimes I come in here and I just want to cry. And realizing that, hearing that, can be reassuring. But something that actually Howard really pointed out was the fact that, in some respects, I have no formal framework for building up that sense of feedback, I suppose, of having praise is the wrong word, but having a barometer, having a sense of like, yes, value added, well done, you've done this, you've done that, you've done the other. In the realm of formal publishing, I have actually, because Howard was out editing a piece, I have actually published academically a chapter on my work. But in terms of the vast majority of the stuff I do, in terms of, not least, for example, the videos, and also the types of videos that I want to be doing as well, the sense of sending stuff out into the void and hoping it does well as far as YouTube's concerned, but also just is useful, is received well, is shareable and understandable, is communicating effectively. Sometimes it can feel as though there isn't much in the way of feedback, and And it can lead to wobbles. It can lead to a sense of, what have I been doing for 14 years? Oh my goodness. And he suggested, or rather say he backed up the idea that I was having, that maybe it would be a good idea to just make this video and have a place that I can go back to. I can read the comments. I can bask a little bit in your adoration, in that warmth and in that community. And where on days when I'm having a wobble, hopefully it'll steady me a little bit. I don't know how long I've been talking for, but I'm certain it's been longer than it has to be. Yeah, please do comment below. Let me know what I've helped with, or what I've added to, or what you get out of Archaeosoup, and it will really help. It'll really help with the next step. And some of those next steps I'm taking in notebooks at the moment. Some of those next steps I'm having in terms of conversations with people. Andy and I have a big sort of comedic thing that we're wanting to launch soon, but again, I haven't quite been in the mood to make that happen, so it will help with that. And yeah, it would just be lovely. Sometimes it can get a little bit tiring, so it'd be nice just to have a little pot of wonderfulness in the comments section below. So feel free to chuck in your ingredients into that pot. Let's make a little safe Archaeosoup reflective space, and I look forward to sharing it with you. Thank you. I'm going to be quiet now. I'm going to take this elastic band off my hand. For some reason it sort of got caught on my little finger there. Hang on. And until next time, do take care. Bye bye.